Wait, did Drake really just pull out real straps in a music video, like actual heat, and made it seem like he was aiming it all at Kendrick Lamar? This ain't no regular rap beef, this is straight up movie villain energy. And guess who shut it all the way down? Pusha T stormed in with receipts and he ain't here for the games. Everybody figured Drake would chill after Kendrick dropped that humiliating L on him. But now it's 2025 and Drizzy out here acting like he's auditioning for The Godfather, throwing fake threats like it's still 2015. Flashing weapons, fake tough talk, and trying to scare folks on camera? That's not bold. That's just plain reckless. And the internet? Oh, they tore him apart. People were clowning him like, you acting all hard when you literally suing your own label because you couldn't take the heat from Kendrick? It's not gangsta. It's embarrassing. The timeline was full of memes and nobody let him slide, but the one who really hit Drake where it hurt? Pusha T. Yeah, he came for his neck. And the timing? Flawless. Clips just dropped their first album in 15 years, Let God Sort Him Out, and the street's been waiting on this comeback. And guess who's featured on it? Kendrick himself. Word is Def Jam tried to shut that feature down, but Pusha didn't back off. He went harder and gave Drake a real reason to be heated. If you want more of this unfiltered fire, hit that subscribe button on the Juicy Real channel. You don't want to miss what's next. Now here's where it gets messy. Insiders from PCIA just spilled the real tea, and it's wild. Word is, folks behind the scenes were out here trying to sabotage the entire Clips rollout, and surprise, surprise, it all circles back to Drake and his non-stop Kendrick obsession. This ain't petty anymore, this is straight up desperation. Right before the album dropped, Pusha T hit Instagram with a bold post. Can't nothing stop this. Greatness. The lies are very telling. He didn't even need to tag a name. Fans instantly knew who the shots were aimed at. No guessing needed. It was crystal clear. Now here's where it gets dirtier. Drake allegedly was paying troll pages to trash the Clips album. Yup, whole comment sections were flooded with hate by people who never even heard the project. Bots and burner accounts flooding timelines with weak takes like, Drake doesn't. Worst rap album I've ever heard. Or this classic, these guys are almost 50. They should quit. But here's the twist. The hate was fake and fans knew it. Social media clapped back hard. The internet saw through the nonsense and started dragging the trolls. One comment had people dying. I can't wait to see y'all try to hype this flop. Another went full savage. Clips is struggling, and it's well-deserved. That user didn't hold back, saying Clips should stop chasing buzz by name-dropping bigger artists and finally focus on their music again. And the real dagger? They say Clips' comeback was about to get buried by a Justin Bieber album. Oof! So get this. The same weekend Clips dropped their long-awaited comeback. Travis Scott released a track and Drake lit up the Wireless Festival stage. Talk about brutal timing. One fan even joked, this ain't a coke high, this a coke crash for Clips, cold-blooded. But the chaos didn't stop there. Drake's fans were not letting Pusha T's Instagram post slide. One user on X clapped back hard. There is no smear campaign. Nobody cares about Clips in real life. Hasn't for 4 presidents. Oof. And they didn't stop there. They went after Clips' tour numbers too, claiming the group can't even fill 20% of the seats. According to them, this ain't sabotage. It's just reality catching up. Still, Pusha T's Day One fans came in swinging. They weren't about to let OVO fans rewrite the story. They're saying Drake's camp is out here throwing smoke screens to distract from the real mess. Drake's latest diss track and over-the-top music video, the track, What Did I Miss? And get this, it dropped exactly 1 year after Kendrick dropped Not Like Us. Yeah, that's no coincidence. The track shows Drake spinning out again, venting about so-called friends flipping sides during his Kendrick beef, crying about feeling abandoned. But social media was not here for it. The internet lit him up, roasting him for playing the victim again, even though he keeps starting the drama. One user on X nailed it. Drake always plays the victim. Simple, director, brutal. Want to keep up with this non-stop rap drama? Tap subscribe on Juicy Real. You know it's about to get even messier. He's the fake one, trying to control his friends. That's what people are saying online, and they're not holding back. Another user echoed it loud. Drake always plays the victim. Lawsuits flying everywhere, drama spilling out from every angle, and Drake's still out here dropping tracks like What Did I Miss? Acting like he's some misunderstood martyr. Kendrick already exposed him for this in Euphoria, remember that? Drake's not even playing in the rap battle league anymore. Folks are saying he never should have stepped on that court to begin with. But here's where it really gets messy. The lawsuit. Yeah, Drake is reportedly suing his own label, claiming they sat back while Kendrick allegedly defamed him with those now infamous PDF accusations. It's a legal war now, and people are straight up confused by how bold Drake's still acting through all of it. And then, boom, in What Did I Miss? Drake drops a lyric that made the internet freeze. She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later. What? Everyone knew exactly what that line was hinting at. And for someone caught up in controversy that got folks calling him certified PDF file online, that line was wildly reckless. But believe it or not, the lyrics weren't even the worst part. The video had fans straight up laughing. Drake's out here in his backyard, surrounded by props and fake heat, striking tough guy poses like he's in some budget action flick. But instead of looking dangerous, fans say he just looked goofy and desperate, and even Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club couldn't let it slide. He said Drake was straight up cosplaying a shooter and called the whole production corny. Now Drake's fans are out here scrambling, trying to explain the deep meaning behind that chaotic video. They're claiming folks just missed the symbolism. According to them, all those guns pointed at Drake, that's supposed to represent the whole world coming for him. He's in the middle, caught between snipers, standing tall like he's still handling business. Dramatic? Sure. Effective? Not even close. Critics weren't buying a single bit of it. One ex-user fired off, "Kendrick's a street dude. He's about that life. Drake is not. He's pretending, running to court cause folks said mean things, while still flashing guns and throwing threats. That's not tough, that's comedy." Another comment straight up dragged him. Mid-lawsuit, surrounded by weapons, rapping about revenge, and then hopping on live streams threatening people? That's not savage, it's just reckless. So now everyone's asking the real question. How long can Drake keep playing both sides? Because fans are watching everything, and this saga is getting messier by the second. And yeah, this time, Drake fumbled. Hard. Here's how wild it got during a recent live stream. Drake was cruising through the city in a box truck hyping up his upcoming album, Iceman. But then, boom, a group of teens on bikes rolled past and shouted the B word at him, quoting Kendrick's "Not Like Us," and instead of brushing it off, Drake snapped back. He told one of them he could get shot. But let's be real, it didn't sound threatening. It sounded salty. Drake came off more annoyed than dangerous. And yes, all of this happened in Toronto, which explains why he suddenly started laying the Toronto accent on extra thick, trying to sound menacing in his own backyard. Meanwhile, Pusha T, he's still pressing on Drake's neck like he's collecting a debt. This battle is far from over. For all the next level updates, drama, and spicy details, make sure you hit subscribe on Juicy Reel right now. This heat ain't cooling off anytime soon. Right before Clips dropped their new album, Pusha T sat down with GQ, and man, he did not hold back. He went straight at Drake, blasting him for dragging the Not Like Us beef into the courtroom. Pusha said, "I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap stuff. I just don't rate you." Oof. That cut deep, and honestly, he's got a point. Once lawsuits start flying over bars and disses, the whole rap battle vibe takes a hit. It's not hip-hop anymore, it's legal drama, and let's be real, that kind of move makes the whole thing feel weak. But believe it or not, that wasn't even the wildest part of the interview. In that same sit-down, Pusha dropped a bomb. He said Def Jam wanted him to ask Kendrick to censor his verse on the Clips track Chains and Whips. Why? They were scared Kendrick might take more shots at Drake. But PCIA stood 10 toes down and said nope, and then things got ugly. According to Pusha, once he refused to water it down, Def Jam didn't just back off, they tried to pull the entire track from the album. When Pusha still didn't fold, they made their move. Clips got dropped from the label. But here's where the script flipped. Clips didn't beg to come back. They immediately signed a brand new distribution deal with Roc Nation, and in a fresh convo with Elliott Wilson, Pusha aired it all out. He said Def Jam went full control mode, trying to micromanage the Kendrick collab and pushing hard to kill the track completely. But Pusha? He didn't flinch. He doubled down. And trust, he still ain't done. Want to keep riding the front lines of this rap war? You already know what to do. Hit subscribe on Juicy Reel and don't miss a single twist. Pusha T didn't just air out Def Jam, he linked it all the way back to his 2018 beef with Drake. Yeah, the moment he dropped The Story of Adidon and exposed Drake for hiding his son from the world. That diss shook the whole rap world to its core, and now Push is saying the behind-the-scenes fallout was just as dirty. In a recent sit-down with Pop, Pusha revealed that right after he released that infamous diss, multiple tracks of his mysteriously got shelved. Like someone behind closed doors was trying to quietly punish him for going at Drake too hard, he tried to let it slide until the same exact shady moves happened again with Chains and Whips. That's when he knew it wasn't a coincidence, it was war. And here's where it gets laughable. Pusha says the label tried to spin some nonsense excuse, claiming they wanted the song pulled because he used the term Trump card and they didn't want political controversy. But Push wasn't buying it. He flat out called it cap. According to him, the real reason was loud and clear. They were trying to protect Drake. Why? Because they couldn't handle two of Drake's biggest rivals, Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar, linking up on one track. That's the real threat they were trying to shut down. Now Push tried to keep it cool, saying Chains and Whips isn't really about Drake. But come on, that title alone is way too pointed to be random. It screams subliminal. Let's break it down. On Churchill Downs, Drake threw clear shade at both of them with that line. All I hear is plug talk coming from middlemen. Everybody knew that was aimed straight at Pusha, no debate, and this back and forth runs deep. You want more of the real behind the scenes heat? Don't wait. Slam that subscribe button on Juicy Reel right now and stay tapped in. Then Drake threw in another slick bar. Tall tales coming from little men, whips and chains like a dominatrix. It was clearly a flex and a shot at Kendrick. So what did Kendrick and Clips do? They clapped all the way back with a track titled Chains and Whips. Coincidence? Absolutely not. Right after the song dropped, social media exploded. People were breaking down every single bar, decoding lines like it was a rap version of a mystery novel. Fans were digging deep, trying to figure out which parts were aimed at Drake and which ones were just sneaky heat flying under the radar. And while Pusha tried to play it cool, saying the song wasn't really about Drake, nobody was buying it. One fan on X summed it up perfectly. Pusha and Kendrick knew exactly what they were doing. You don't name a track Chains and Whips right after Drake literally said those words last year. This is chess, not checkers. Another fan posted on Drake's lyrics were slick, but this Clips record, it's straight up calculated. But hold up, it gets even messier. Insiders are now saying Drake tried to block the Kendrick collab before the track even dropped. Multiple sources claim he made some behind-the-scenes calls, trying to keep Kendrick off the album entirely. Why? Because he knew what was coming. He didn't want the two artists who already bodied him individually to team up and deliver a tag team hit that could completely wreck his image. And let's not forget, this ain't just rap beef anymore. Drake's in the middle of a legal war claiming defamation and reputational harm. So how's he out here dropping subliminal disses while also suing people for dissing him? And it's a full-blown contradiction, and fans are calling it out loud. Fans are not letting this one slide. One tweet hit hard. You can't cry in court and threaten people in your lyrics at the same time. It's one or the other. That quote's been bouncing all over social media, and the timing couldn't be more brutal. Meanwhile, Pusha T and Kendrick, silent. Not a word from either of them since Chains and Whips dropped. But that silence, it's loud. Fans are calling it the calm before a second storm, especially with rumors swirling about a deluxe edition of the Clips album, one that might feature another Kendrick verse aimed straight at Drake. And just when it looked like things might settle down, nope. Now there's buzz about a leaked demo that allegedly features both Kendrick and Pusha T going even harder at Drake. Word is, the track was considered too controversial to officially drop. If that's real, this whole thing's about to blow up again, bigger than before. Now everybody's watching and asking the same question. What's Drake gonna do next? His album Iceman is on the way. No official release date yet, but Drake's been teasing that it's coming sometime this year. The hype is building, but the pressure, even higher. Let's rewind for a second. After Kendrick clearly came out on top last year, Drake tried to act unbothered. He dropped a laid-back collab tape with Party Next Door, and fans were thinking, okay, maybe he's done with the gangster role. Maybe he's going back to the smooth R&B lane. But nah, fast forward to now and Drake's back on demon mode. He's threatening people in tracks. He's flexing with guns in his music videos. He's looking more paranoid than powerful, and it doesn't stop there. Drake's been posting cryptic captions on IG, fueling more speculation that this Kendrick beef is far from done. One of the posts even read like a straight-up warning. Whatever's coming next, it's not gonna be quiet. Drake just dropped a cryptic message on Instagram, and it's got fans buzzing like crazy. He wrote, I grew up non-confrontational and always treated this game as a sport where my pen won gold. But these days, the podium has been hard for all of us to ignore. I understand that this next chapter may leave you feeling uneasy, but I hope you see my honesty as clarity, not charity. That answers some questions, especially about the unanswered texts you've been sending me. Woo! That's deep, but also shady. Now fans are asking the real question, is Iceman about to be a full-on lyrical war? But is Drake lining up for a revenge arc? Or is this just another moody vent session disguise? Either way, the tension is thick, and nobody really knows what energy he's planning to bring. The vibes are shifting, and everyone's watching it. Could this be Drake's comeback moment? A return to bars, beef, and back-to-back smoke? Or is he just stirring the pot with poetic captions and emotional rollout tactics? Some think he's cooking up something lethal. Others are calling it another case of smoke and mirrors. Big build-up, but no real bite. So what do you think? Is Iceman gonna shake the whole game or fall flat under the